Cincinnati. Welcome to the jungle! Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah, stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' Hootie, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Hootie in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that Hootie muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em, bingo bottle, never stopping till the beast on feasting on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of Jackpot Joey Burrow and the AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. Also the new home of Dax. That's what he likes to be called, from Michigan. He's a safety / corner. I like him. Anyway, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,660 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, like I ask you every single day, if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for the notification, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. And also, this goes to in the YouTube chat crew. We're doing super chats. So if you guys want to make sure you get your question read or your comment read, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And always, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys. Big day today. Round 2 of the NFL draft. We'll get to that here. Let me get to the super chat here real quick for Aquil the Great. He gave me a $10 super chat. I appreciate it. He said officially in tech school going to be turning into some streams. Good to be back in the orange and black set and follow. Hootie Nation. My dorm chief is a Bengals fan. Awesome. All right. Well, again, Aquil, thank you very much for your service. I appreciate it. I really do. Like I said, my family, my father was in the Air Force. My brother was in the Navy. My brother-in-law is in the Army. My nephew's in the Army now. So trust me, I appreciate every single thing that you guys have done for us and for this country. Now, we're going to get into the draft, but I have a very special guest today. His name is Bob Hardy. Now, he has a product that he is designed, patented himself. It's Impact Logic. It's basically a thing to help prevent concussions and to help keep the helmets for football players and hockey players and pretty much anybody who wears a helmet nice and cool. Anyway, let's get to Bob and he can tell you more about it. I think it's pretty interesting. And hold on a second, Bob. Sorry. There you go, Bob. How you doing, man? Hello,
Hey, Jeff.
Bob.
Hey.
How are you?
Well, thanks for having me. Much appreciated.
No problem.
Fine, thank you. I'm up here in the great state of Iowa.
Awesome. All right,
But
so I will put this.
I'm
sorry, go ahead. I'm having a really hard time hearing you right now. You're breaking up. Are you still there, Bob?
Do a little intro on myself.
Unfortunately, Bob, your connection is really, really bad. If you don't mind, if you could try to jump out and reconnect again, because it's really hard to hear you. I put the link to his website in the chat there, and I could bring it up here. It is, let's see, I'm going to scroll down here to the beginning of it. Impact Logic. That is the name of his website. It is a helmet that he has designed himself, or not a helmet, a liner that he designed himself for cooling and for protection for NFL players, football players, baseball players, everybody. Go check it out. And if I can get him back on the show, let me see. Bob, are you better? Hello? Hello, Bob.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah. Did you?
Yep.
I think you need a job. Now I can. Yes. How are you?
Okay, good. I'm fine. Thank you very much.
No problem. Well, tell everybody about yourself a little bit here. I cannot hear you. It's freezing up. I think he's in Iowa and they have a bad internet there. Try, like I said, I'll send you the link again. Try to jump on there again and see if I can get you on. But the link right now is not wanting to work from Iowa. 1 second here. Let me try to. This is great TV here, guys. Just hang on 1 second. I am really, really sorry about this. Paste. Here, I'll send him another link. See if he can get on there. And Bob, you need to get out and get back on. Just get completely out and get back on the show. Anyway, we can get to. Hopefully, Bob can get his technical issues fixed, and we could try to discuss this again. All right, let's get into, while we're waiting on Bob to join us, let's get into a discussion of the second round for the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, let's see here. Get the Royal Flush Cherry here. He said, speaking of the Bearcats, they got some solid transfers for the basketball program next year. Definitely worth watching. Yes, I'm going to reach out to Justin Williams again and try to get him on and see what we got as far as the Bearcat basketball goes. I'm very, very excited. Yes. Best player available, no reaching, please. Yes, I agree with that. And I kind of did a video earlier today where I think they want a cornerback, but I honestly don't know if the guys that are the top echelon of cornerbacks will be there at 63. Now, you guys know me. I want Kobe. I don't know. I said this last night. He's close enough to the third round because I'm afraid they don't get in the third round that he won't be there, but they need a 3-tech, and that's kind of where I'm at. So I think this round they need to get a 3-tech interior lineman and see if that, because you got to replace Larry Ogunjobi. You got to replace those snaps somehow this year, and that's kind of where I'm at on the draft so far. Let's see here. Royal Flush Terry. Versatility will be a major factor in who the Bengals draft. With that being said, Logan Hall feels like the next call. Versatility along with defensive line. I agree with it, but I don't know, Terry, if he's going to be there. That's everybody I'm looking at. They're in the upper part of the second round. So I'm not sure if they're going to be there or not. That's the whole thing with me. All right, try this again. Bob is back on. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Fine. You got me, Jeff?
Yes, now I can hear you. All right, now we're cooking with gas.
Excellent. Glad to hear.
Yeah. All right, so just give everybody a little background about yourself, and I'll scroll through your website here, and you can I'll let you take it from there.
Okay, thank everybody for putting up with these technical difficulties. Anyways, so I'm Bob Hardy. I used to be a Chicago fire paramedic on the south side of Chicago. For about the last 20 years, however, I've been designing medical and safety products and doing research accordingly. And some of the research that I've done related to sports, mainly football, has been on concussions and heat stroke and CTE. In that research, I kind of found that I found 19 different professional studies by MDs and PhDs throughout the country, mostly European and military, indicating as the brain heats up, obviously, it's like any other organ, it starts to swell. So as it starts to swell, the only natural barrier of protection that the brain has is their cerebral spinal fluid that it floats in. So as it swells, it pushes the CSF fluid, the only natural barrier of protection, down into the spinal column or into the base of the skull, putting the brain that much closer to the cranium makes the football player a lot more susceptible to a concussion. So anyway, part of my work is associated with that, the concussion situation, because again, how could you have a $700 football helmet and you get more concussions than any other sport in the industry? So anyway, on heat stroke, we developed brain hyperthermia at about 140 degrees. And what Dr. Stefan Duma found at Virginia Tech in a study back in 2012, along with his associate, was it's about 115 to 120 degrees inside of a football helmet when those players are out there, especially in high heat and high humidity. So you can imagine if we start cooking brain cells at 104, cooking neurons at about 104, if it's 115 to 120 degrees inside that helmet, you can imagine how much the brain swells, again, making you a lot more susceptible to concussion. So anyways, what I've done is based on that research is design the helmet liner. It can be either or depending on the application and which sport it would be. For football, it could be a helmet for soft practices or a helmet liner for regular practices or games. So it's a series of gel capsules, and we formulated a gel at 55 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's not too cold. And in between the gel capsules, we have vent holes. So the gel serves two purposes, Jeff. First purpose is to help keep the brain cool. And there's all sorts of studies that indicate that by keeping the external portion of the head cool, it helps reduce brain swelling. Okay, so it helps keep that natural barrier protection in place. So as the cooling takes place, it also improves performance, agility, coordination, and field time. And the other part of the gel is Einstein told us in about 1905, nothing absorbs energy better than a liquid. The thicker the liquid, the better the energy absorption. So our product, and we've done some testing with it, nothing official at this point, but some testing on our own, we can obviously indicate to anybody that our gel capsules absorb energy much greater than any foam helmet out there by any of the big players in the industry. On heat stroke, Jordan McNair, University of Maryland player, about 3 years ago, succumbed to heat stroke. His temperature at the hospital about an hour and a half after the incident was 170 degrees. In Baltimore that day, it was 81 degrees. So we don't need super heat and super humidity to cause brain hyperthermia, or obviously, or heat stroke. And last thing I'll mention is CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, is indications are that Dr. Bennett Amalu, who's just an absolute brilliant doctor and researcher, indicated that in 110, 111 players that they've autopsied, they had CTE. And it's, according to them, from hits. I believe it is from hits to some degree, but I think a much greater portion of CTE is associated with, if you did the numbers, it's about 4,000 hours if you play elementary, high school, and college ball, 4,000 to 5,000 hours that your head's inside that helmet at 115 to 120 degrees. So my position is, with what little knowledge I have, and I'm certainly not an MD by a long shot, just a medic, is that is that it's the heat that's causing, if we kill neurons or tau protein at 140 degrees and we see tangling and clumping of the tau protein, I don't think you see that from hits. I think you see that from large amounts, thousands of hours of high heat exposure at 115 to 120 degrees. So
Right.
anyway, the helmet's designed to, for football players, soccer, second only to football in regards to concussions, women's soccer, that is. So it can
Right.
be used as a soft-shelled soccer helmet, rugby, lacrosse. So again, there's a lot of applications for it.
That's cool. That's pretty interesting because I mean, most time the concussions and everything like that, everybody thought it was hits to the head. I'm sure, obviously, that has something to do with it. But if you're, like you said, cooking your brain cells, I'm sure that doesn't help at all either. So,
Yeah, well, the hit to the head actually causes a concussion. What the swelling of the brain does just makes you a hell of a lot more susceptible to get a concussion.
right. So this is good. So people, I scrolled through your website there. I did put it. It is in the link if everybody wants to check it out. How can people get more information about this as well, other than that?
Well, they go to the website, or actually, I'm a pretty open guy, kind of a blue collar kind of a guy. So my phone number is actually on the website as well. If anybody wanted to get in contact with me, we have the tooling done. We're hoping to get a few things accomplished here in short order, and hopefully have finished product here in the next 60 to 90 days.
Awesome. So this could be coming out for this next football season. You think?
Yeah,
that close?
we were really trying to get some investors in early on. We got a few small investors in, but we were trying to get some investors in early on and to have it ready for June 1st. But it looks like that's going to be delayed. So we're hoping, like I said, the tooling's done, and that was a huge cost. And so we're pretty much ready to roll with production.
Cool. Well, I think this, like I said, anytime you guys can, we can advance technology into helping, guys, because we've had lots of football players who just, lost it and then, committed suicide from, being hit in the head, too many concussions and stuff like that. If there's anything that we can do to prevent that from the future, that's all good signs for me. And that's just the awesomeness about how technology is advancing here in the 21st century now.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm kind of thinking. I approach my research and designing products, with logic and common sense, and just didn't make a whole lot of sense if I got a $700 football helmet on and I'm getting more concussions than anybody.
Right.
Something must have been wrong. And as I mentioned in my research paper, we cite 19 professional studies, again, mostly European and military, that indicate that brain swelling makes you a lot more susceptible for concussions. And I'm not going to beat up any of the major helmet players out there, but they have a gentleman or a lady has a degree in engineering, and their job is to design football helmets, but they don't have the medical end of it that, I've been benefited to have. So it's kind of nice to have that along with a little bit of logic and common sense.
Yeah, exactly. Now, were you inspired by the movie Concussion from this, or is this something you're just always interested in?
Yeah, it's something I was interested in way before the movie came out. And I've been in contact with Bennett Amalou out in California on a few occasions. He's the one who discovered CTE. And I've been in contact with Dr. Robert Cantu. I've been in contact with Dr. Julian Bales. Both of Dr. Cantu and Dr. Bales like the helmet design a lot. Again, they're kind of giving me the thumbs up on moving forward on it. Not that I wouldn't have moved forward on it, but they're
but it
kind
helps.
of the who's who in the industry. So it's kind of nice.
Right. That helps. Now, I got a question from Dean McDonald. He said, what is the bubbles and could they freeze in cold weather?
No, they're designed to do two things. One is obviously absorb the energy and keep the brain cool, but they will not. You add salt to the gel to stop it from getting below zero where it would freeze. So yeah, because if they freeze up, good question, is they lose all their energy absorption protection. So no, we put salt into the gel to make sure that it doesn't freeze. But great question.
That's cool. Now I have a question. Now, what prevents the bubbles from popping? Like is there a lifetime to this? You can only use the insert for so long, for so many hits and so many weather conditions and stuff like that.
No, the way it's designed, we designed it. We sent it out to Massachusetts to get tested. The testing engineers out there said it can take 1,200 psi, and I said, all right, put that in layman's term. And he said, well, if you're using it for hockey, if you got hit with a hockey puck at 100 miles an hour, it wouldn't do anything to the gel capsule. So we know that on a football field, we're not worried whatsoever about the gel capsule being compromised.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on. This is all really interesting stuff, and good luck. And keep me updated for when the product comes out and where my viewers can get it and stuff like that. And anything else you want to plug here real quick before I let you go?
But other than, we called 25 NCAA teams, all divisions, just football. And out of the 25, we called 18 of the 25 want to try it. And I'll brag for a moment. Clemson, Penn State, Berks, University of Kansas, University of Wyoming. So we got some heavy hitters that are waiting for finished products.
Awesome.
So, anyways, it helps you keep moving forward when you get good comments like that. So
exactly. That's great. Well, Bob, definitely keep me in the loop, keep me posted, because as far as you're moving forward with this, I'd love to get progress reports on what's going on with it, whatever colleges you got going or that are involved with it, or any new information you have for me.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you and your audience for taking the time and listening to me, and I appreciate it. And have a good weekend.
You too, Dale. Or Bob. Thank you, Dale. Bob. See you. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I got Dale. Dale's down there in the freaking waiting room screwing with me the whole time. That's why I called him Dale. Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was kind of interesting to listen to that. And I try to get different guys on here, different things, because we talk about sports all the time. It's sports. I think it's kind of interesting. Anyway, let's get back to the draft, which we have tonight. Start at 7:00. And hold on, Dale. I have to get your little intro thing. We got to do it like all professional and stuff here. This ain't Bengals and Brews where you just do a wild gag and just do whatever. Okay. I got to make sure you got the right. So anyway, here's my boy, Dale.
Hooday.
What's up, buddy?
You're way more professional. And if anybody wanted like some more smart talk like that guy was getting, you might as well log off now. I'm just a dumb Bengals fan now.
Hey, there's people like it. Rabbit liked it. Stranger liked it. So Hoss liked it. I'm glad you guys liked it. Like I said, I got an opportunity to interview somebody different. And hey, it's kind of cool. It's sports related. They're trying to figure out how to protect everybody better. So I'm all for that.
Oh, so, me too. I think that's awesome.
All right, so we got second round here, and I did a little video, and we talked about it last night afterwards. And the more I thought about it, second round, Dale, I'm really thinking it's going to be a defensive lineman, an interior lineman, because I just don't think Booth. I don't think they're going to trade up. I don't think Booth. I don't think McQuarrie. I don't think any of those guys are going to be there. I think they'll all be gone. I think my boy Kobe's going to be there, but I still don't think they're going to take him. I think they're going to take a chance, see if he's going to be there in round 3. But I do think the defensive tackle, like the kid from UConn, could be there. Possibility.
Travis Jones.
Yeah, he could be there. There's a couple other guys. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. If I think one of those guys slide, you got to take him because, like I said before, it's just such a thin defensive line class. If you don't get one, early, which 63 now is what we're staring at, then I don't think you really are going to get anybody. The ones I've got left that I like the most, obviously Logan Hall. I have him rated as 30th overall from Houston.
Do you think he'll go to 63? I mean, that's my thing. Yeah, that's what the guys.
That's what I'm saying. I have him on my board as 30th. Yeah. Like that's a long way to go, but you never know. Maybe he does because he does play high, and you don't see a lot of the 6'6", 280-pound like 3 techs. Those guys end up usually playing edge, and that's just not something he's done. So that may be a knock on him as far as teams are looking at. Then after him, I have Perion Winfrey and Travis Jones, both pretty close, like 43 and 46 overall. Mm-hmm. So if one of those guys slid, and that's probably more realistic, but I'll give you one more name on the D-line that I could see, because I think all 3 of those guys might be going, honestly. You just never know. We need a run on wide receivers. We need a run on offensive tackles and a run on quarterbacks. Yeah. And, we need – and maybe a running back or 2 that wouldn't hurt either.
Well, because they haven't taken a running back yet. And
exactly.
They're going to – somebody's taking a running back in the second round. So, I mean, we keep talking like they're not going – there's a chance these guys will drop because there's a lot of players that are good players that are still there in positions that haven't been taken yet.
Yeah, so that other name I wanted to give, though, was Marvin Lille. He's 21 years old, Texas A&M. He's played a little more edge, but his body type is probably he's going to be best as a 3-tech. So, like, if I had to say one guy that might be available, it would probably be him at 63.
And that's where I keep saying, I think we need to try to take that 3-tech if we can get him, because I still think we can get a serviceable cornerback. I still think we can get a serviceable 4th wide receiver and possibly a serviceable tight end in later rounds. To me, the bigger need right now is to get somebody to replace Larry O's and his snaps, because BJ Hill he's going to start, but we need somebody to
Oh yeah,
to back up.
and they played the 5-man fronts like we've talked about. So both of those guys were on the field together at times. So we still need that if we're going to be, versatile like we have been. And Augie, yes, I do set by Jeff at 158.
Yes.
I was probably drunk when we crossed paths, but
he sits directly behind me all the time, and he's loud, obnoxious. Me, I'm nice and quiet. I never, do anything.
You never beat the heck out of my shoulder. We've had this conversation.
I was excited. I couldn't help it. Okay.
I mean, we were kicking the complete shit out of the Ravens. So.
yes, we were. It was fun. All right. Now, Dean said, Lindsey comparables on Hall is Marcus Hunt.
Marcus Hunt was like 26 years old, and Marcus Hunt was like best at blocking kicks in college. Like, I don't know. Like, and also he did play edge. Like, he was brought in to play edge. He played edge in college. Logan Hall has played 3 tech in college. Like, that's what he's played. So I would have to disagree with that comparison, but I do know like what you're saying. Marcus Hunt was like 6'8", so even taller.
Marcus Hunt was a ginormous human being. He was just freaking huge. All right, Terry said someone will trade it for Malik Wright and to start in the second round. I think so too. I think somebody's going to move up because look, Carolina needs a quarterback. I still think Detroit wants to get one. Seattle needs one. Those are 3 right there. I think that could possibly take a quarterback, or move up to get one.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. And I kept thinking that we were going to maybe trade down with Willis and Ritter both on the board. Last night I was thinking, oh, here's where you trade down and somebody wants 5th year on a quarterback. But that just shows you what people think about the quarterback class.
True. And like Augie said, you got Corral too.
Yeah, Corral, Ritter, Willis, Carson Strong. Oh, Sam Howell, North Carolina. Yeah, Strong is the one that's kind of farther along. He's had a bad medical history and stuff.
He's probably got the best arm out of all.
But he's got a cannon. That's what I was going to say.
Cannon. I saw him in the down there in Indy throwing for the NFL combine, and he's got a freaking cannon. It's not even funny.
So he was. That was when you were down there live.
No, I watched on TV. I was down there I went down there when I saw
corners, right?
Yeah, I saw corner Sauce and Kobe. I saw them run, and I already said that one. I meant to put this one up. William, he said, "Are we going to draft a punter?" I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it depends.
You get 5th, 6th, 7th round. Like, who knows?
Yeah, it's not gonna be at the earliest the 5th round. But if they trade back and get more picks, then I think there's a better chance of them doing that than not. But it's not gonna happen till the 5th or 6th round. And yes, Augie, I'm with you. I'm glad the Squealers got.
Oh gosh, there's so many videos of people celebrating. There was the one with Ace Boogie. Those guys are live, and it's 3 of the other AFC North teams, and the Steelers guys just sitting there like,
oh crap.
He's the only one not excited.
That was awesome. I was like, dude, and look, I didn't really think that Desmond was going to go. I didn't think they were going to pick up home. It's like, please don't. I'm like, yes, thank God. All right, cool. Take 2 gloves, small hands. Kenny Pickett, take him. That's fine. I don't,
Which I mean, for him, hometown stuff, he's from there, so it's cool for him. Yeah, but I didn't want Willis. You didn't want Ritter, so we're both happy that they settled on Pickett.
Well, the funny thing is, I think this is kind of like a payback or not doing the same thing twice in history. When they passed over Dan Marino in the 83 draft, when they could have drafted him, and he's from Pittsburgh and he went to Pitt, they didn't draft him then. So maybe we're not going to do that again. We'll take the guys right in our backyard. So
yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah. So but I don't think Pickett is Dan Marino. So we'll see.
Oh, Augie.
Everybody can look at Augie's comment. I'm not going to put that one up.
Yeah. Fair. Right. So if we do go corner, I know you're kind of saying Kobe, you don't necessarily see it in a second, but I just want to, obviously Booth, the injury history still concerns me. I would still have to know his medicals even to take him. Honestly, at 63, I don't want to take somebody that's never going to play for us like Trey Waynes.
Right. Well, that's why when Arrow last night said, I can't say the guy's name. The
Jabo from Michigan.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't want to. I mean, I think he's gonna be good, but even if you draft him, he's still a project, I think. And now he's a project, and he's a guy who's hurt. He's not gonna play this year. That's why I'm like, I don't want to touch him. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once again, you'd have to know the medicals. And if you don't have a history of injuries, and he's there at 63, and you feel good about his recovery. I mean, we have advanced a lot. I mean, look at Joey B, how quickly he was able to come back and play at an elite level.
Right, true. All right, Terry says Chad Mumm, linebacker from Wyoming. Bengals had good success drafting linebackers from Wyoming. That's true, but we don't really need. I mean, I've had other people say linebackers. We don't really need a linebacker. I mean, not right now.
Especially after that Daxton Hill pick, like Von Bell's going to come down and, if anything, probably play as like a third linebacker.
Right,
they're
going to play that
three
scheme,
but
that three safety set a lot. And like I said, I've done more research on Daxton Hill, and I'm really liking the pick. I love his versatility. I mean, he can play safety.
He will hit. He will hit.
Like, and he'll hit.
I posted a couple little clips on the Bengals and Brews if you haven't seen that of him. One was like this phenomenal interception over the middle he made to play against the tight end, where he like got the ball, he hit the ball, then he fell to the ground and still was able to concentrate while on the ground and get the interception.
I saw that one.
The other, he just came on a blitz and no one picked him up, and he was just like a rocket straight to the quarterback, drilled him right in the ribs. I mean, perfect hit.
Well, I gave the comparison. I did a video earlier today, which you guys go check out on the channel called Meet Dax. He's kind of both Von Bell and Jesse Bates. I think he's a good mixture of both.
And Mike Hilton. He played slot cornerback a lot.
If you see the highlights a lot, he blitzed a lot in Michigan.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are way smarter than me that think like he would be a dominant slot corner, but we already have a dominant slot corner.
Right.
But it doesn't hurt with versatility, you know.
Well, but that's the thing though, is these guys, like you said, Hilton and Jesse Bates and Von Bell, these guys, we're not gonna be able to keep them all. So that's where it's like you got to get a guy who can play multiple positions, and we got to replace them.
That's been another thing, you know. People are like, well, this don't mean the necessarily in for Jesse Bates and this, that, and other. I'm sorry, but I think it probably points that way. It's highly likely because, I mean, the wide receiver contracts is, I think, an even bigger reason why. Because those guys are getting paid quarterbacks almost.
I mean, Brown, he got traded from the Titans to I don't remember who, and he got guaranteed $56 million, guaranteed. Yeah. Last night, instantly after they traded him,
like $25 million a year.
Freaking ridiculous. So that's where I mean, and like, I hate to say this, and like I'm to the point with Jesse Bates that they haven't signed him yet. Yeah, Augie, thanks to the Eagles. Yes, you're right, but they haven't signed Jesse Bates yet. Jesse Bates hasn't come down on whatever his demands are, which none of us actually know what his demands are. I think the agent is trying to get him to be the highest paid safety in the league. That's what he's done.
And you're talking around $18 million at that point.
Yeah, and the Bengals aren't doing that. They're not paying $18 million for a safety. They're just not going to. I mean,
not with what they have coming up, you know. And I know there's ways to structure contracts, this, that, and the other. That's just not something we've ever done. We don't do those things. We don't get ourselves in cap trouble. Yeah. You know, we just don't do it.
We'll see. I mean, that's so I've kind of come to grips that this might be Jesse Bates last year. And the thing is,
and let's enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy it. And I love Jesse, and I'm not mad at Jesse. If he can go out and get his money, go get your money. I'm for NFL players doing that. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
And the better he plays, the more money he can get on the outside market. So it's not like he's going to just set out the season like
right. Yeah, and the thing, and Dax can sit there and learn behind him.
Yeah,
and Von Bell. I think there's a better chance right now that we extend Von Bell. To be honest,
I do too, because I think you maybe can get him for the $5 or $6 million a year. Right now, he's $5 million a year anyway. So
yeah, I don't think he. I mean, I don't think he would get a big raise. I mean, he might get a small one,
and he might not want to move teams again. You know,
right.
He's already moved teams once, and he's
and this would be his third contract. So usually, your big contract is your second one. Your third one is kind of you're doing good if you're making about the same. Unless you're an all pro and which
or the tight end market goes crazy and someone wants to pay CJ Uzomah as much as the guy. I mean, and that's okay, you got to do it, and then you bring in a Hayden Hurst who may even be an upgrade when it comes to catching the ball and
right,
speed wise and things like that.
Yeah, just blocking wise is not going to be
for a lot cheaper.
Exactly. Now, we did have an extension today. Jonah Williams. He got his extension today. I'm happy with this, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to get Linderbaum, which that didn't happen. But I wanted to have Linderbaum and him, moving forward. But I am happy. I'm happy they.
I love it.
I'm still waiting for him to have his All-Pro year. I still think that's in him to have,
and that might be this year,
right?
That's why I would be on the phone with Quentin Spain today. I mean, between the allegations that are out there about Carmen that people can go read about, and just let's have somebody else since we didn't draft a Linderbaum or a Zion Johnson or a Kenyon Green. You know what I mean? Like, unless we draft somebody here at 63.
I was gonna say, do you think there's an offensive lineman out there in this draft that they're gonna draft?
Well, I like Sawyer from Georgia, but my thing is he's played tackle and he's kicking into guard. Well, didn't we just do that last year?
We went through that. So
that's a projection, you know. So it's like
I
don't know. I really don't. I don't think I would personally see one that I would take and think that could be a starter this year.
Right. I mean that's the. I mean, and everybody keeps saying this stuff about Jackson. I don't think he's been charged with anything. It's just allegations from what I've read.
It didn't look good. I read it today, and it does not sound good. And but you know, that's up to the Bengals to look into it more.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. But yeah, that's where you are correct there. Where they need to be on the phone to Q and say, hey, well, you want to run it back? Let's.
Well, I mean, the fact he's still out there, you know, and I was still shocked last year that he got a minimum deal. Basically, you know, it's like I thought he would get a little more than that. You know,
yeah, he's not getting that. It's this late already. He's not getting that. He's not getting a raise. You know,
I mean, come on, man, kick our boy Q an extra $1 million for all he's done, just stepping up and stepping in these last couple years.
Sam says here, he says just allegations, and the case was closed.
Yeah, that's what I said. But I mean, when you have a report out there like what's out there, the Bengals, I trust that they'll go, and if they didn't know before, they're going to go and they're going to look into it and do their own investigation. Kind of like the NFL will do, you know, like with the Watson stuff. You know, they're still going to do their own investigation regardless if Deshaun Watson got charged. You know, and he's still got civil.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, unless there are charges, I will be shocked if he's not a Bengal. I think he's going to stay a Bengal, and I honestly, unless they're charging, unless the NFL wants to do something about it, which
that's what I mean. We have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. We're still waiting to see what they're going to do with Deshaun Watson. They're going to suspend him probably for at least 3 or 6 games. I think for the Browns. So I think that's definitely happening.
I heard something. I can't remember who it was said. Some of those cases might be dragged out to where he gets to play this whole season.
Oh, really?
Which in a way would kind of be funny because the Browns structured his contract this year. So for his suspension, he wouldn't get paid as much this year. So then if it's next year, I would think it takes more of his money away.
Dean here said, look what happened to Bauer today. All I know what happened to Bauer is he was suing the lady for
suspended 2 years. The baseball suspended him for 2 years. 2 seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what happened today.
Holy crap. Wow.
And, people were saying there's another guy who was caught by police. I don't remember the guy's name. I'm not real big into baseball, but beating his wife and he didn't get a suspension at all. Might have been Azuna. I don't want to say a name, but
I have to look it up. I don't know. I didn't even know anything about Bauer. I've been so into the draft and
I happened to see it on Twitter earlier. It's enough games that it equaled out to 2 full seasons.
Jeez, as much as I'm on Twitter, you'd think I would know this stuff. Here, Zach said he's appealing it. Of course, he's going to appeal it. That's not surprising at all. So, I see a stranger. I agree, Iceman. Carmen stays in the NFL, doesn't do anything about things that happen well before someone joins the league.
Can we pivot off of this?
Sure. What do you
conversation?
Go ahead.
More the draft. It's just my personal.
How about this? You hope Logan falls, just like Jake?
Yeah, I got him ranked 30th overall, so of course I hope he falls.
Yeah. So you're gonna crush my dreams, and Kobe's not getting drafted at 63 though.
No, Logan Hall's the D tackle.
I know. I'm talking about Kobe. I want Kobe getting drafted.
We'll take him in the 3rd round.
But that's even farther down, though. He might not be there.
I know, but there's still a chance.
I mean, look, 3rd round. Let's see here. Let's look at 3rd round is
pick 95. That's not bad.
It's still a long ways to drop.
That just means he'll be pissed off and hungry and ready to prove himself even more.
You guys are disrespecting my boy Kobe. I see.
Yeah, we got some tight end talk. That's what I was going to pivot to.
There you go.
McBride in round 2 is a possibility. They said the Bengals, there was a lot of national guys was some of them was he might go 31. Other ones were I don't think they'll take him in the first, but they really like him. And we know that they were down there working him out at his pro day. So
that's where
I think if he's there at 63, I think he's high on their board.
Higher than
I don't know that he'll be there. I have him 35th ranked overall.
Right,
I think someone takes him before that.
Either, but I'm just really stuck on that they need a 3-tech. That's right. Because
I know
if they don't get a 3-tech in this round, there's not many left.
No.
That's why I'm like,
I agree 100%. I just from everything that's out there,
right? No,
it kind of seems like he could be the guy if he does fall.
Right. So that's the question: is what if they don't address 3-tech, they gotta address it with free agency. And I don't know one that's out there. I mean, you got Hakeem Nicks out of
Is Steven Nelson still out there? The guy who used to be on the Steelers and talk crap about Burrow, and then now people wanted to sign him.
We could re-sign Larry O, but from stuff I've been told,
you told me
that he might not be ready for the season, is what and then maybe he will be. I don't know. That's just stuff. That's why he hasn't been signed by anybody else.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's what I said. Hopefully the Bengals, I would have already tried to have him in, check his medicals, or maybe he doesn't want to come back. Maybe
they did already.
Yeah, and we don't know.
Yeah, who would know better about his medicals than the Bengals, because he was with the Bengals when he got injured. So
exactly, they've probably already seen it all.
Right, exactly. And Terry said no, Nelson was claimed.
Okay,
there you go. Natty hits the Bengals could take Martin Emerson from Mississippi State in the second. He's a zone corner.
He's very high on Joe Goodberry and Jake Lisco and Bengals fans. That formula they have, their analytical big board. I feel like he's in the top 30 to 40 picks, like for them. Mm-hmm. I don't have him that high. I did write his name down as a potential another option, but he's not in my top 75.
So, like I said, this whole second round, it's going to be really interesting. I'm hoping we need a big run. We need quarterbacks taken ahead. We need wide receivers taken ahead. So all these guys drop.
I feel like another wide receiver run is going to happen because you got Watson from the North Dakota, your boy Pierce from UC. I think is a second round pick. He should be a second round pick.
Yeah.
I did write a receiver down as an option for maybe like a third round. Calvin Austin the third. I think he's from Memphis.
Yeah.
Small guy, but could be like a return man / another weapon to open up the field, downfield threat to go with Jamar. Wouldn't be bad as a fourth receiver option. But that earliest I'm taking a receiver is in the third, but I still think we need to focus on defense. Really.
I'm more thinking fourth, honestly.
Yeah.
Because this is what I said. If you can get D tackle, interior defense lineman in second round, third round, I'm going cornerback. That's what I like to do if they're there. That's perfect world for me. And then fourth, you get a wide receiver. And then fifth, we go get the punt god, Batariza.
I'm similar with you. Like, man, if we can get one of these deep tackles in the second round, third round,
hopefully they drop, man.
And I don't know how much Hill might play corner some. They've said he might have the talent to play outside corner. You can't necessarily rely on that, though, for a might. But let's just say we could get one of the D tackles. Then let's say we flip back and somehow your boy Kobe Bryant or Martin Emerson that was mentioned, we get them in the third round. Then fourth round, we can start looking at a tight end or a wide receiver.
Right.
I like the tight end class, so I think it's deep. That's the reason I might not take McBride.
Right.
But I still think if he's there at 63, if they like him that much,
and that's why I wouldn't take a wide receiver until the fourth or fifth round, because the wide receiver class is so deep. You can get one, and we need somebody who can be a fourth wide receiver, and eventually he's going to replace TB. I love Tyler Boyd, love him, but I don't think
can't pay them all.
Yeah, can't pay them all. So again, that's where you have to think of the future. Okay, we can't pay this guy. We got to pay. We're gonna save this guy. We got to have somebody, and they got to hit him.
You need some rookie contracts that are on the team in a couple years when you got to pay the Jamars and the Higgins. Surprised about Brisker and Pickens. I figured you were going to click that one.
Yep.
Brisker. Derek and I in our last mock draft, we took him in the second round. We had taken a corner in the first, and he slid, and I was like, I'd take him at pick 63. So I think he's good. I think he'll come off the board in the first 10 or 15 picks. And that's where I had him ranked. So it's not necessarily a surprise. Now Pickens on that corner, on the wide receiver run, I did think George Pickens from Georgia, the wide receiver, I thought that he might go to like Green Bay. They had 2
Yeah.
picks, and they didn't take a wide receiver again after losing Devontae Adams. I
They
don't know
didn't
what
take
the
a
hell they're doing,
I
but
know. They haven't taken a wide receiver since 2002.
no. I kept waiting on them to take Malik Willis, dumb. I about said the F word. We're going to
Another quarterback?
classy. Like, that's what I'm like. They're just collecting quarterbacks. Rodgers,
exactly.
Jordan Love. Let's get Malik Willis in here. Des Ridder. Des Ridder, your 3rd string. Come on.
Yeah, Alec Pierce. I think Alec Pierce is going to go to the 2nd round. Bengal report. I think he's 2nd, 3rd round probably is what I think. I don't think the Bengals.
Yeah.
I like them to get him, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Because I don't think they would take him in the 2nd.
No, because
I don't think he gets to the end of the 3rd.
Right, exactly. That's where I'm at. Kroll, tight end in the 5th. I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
Yeah, that's.
You have to tell us where he's from. I mean,
yeah,
I know. Oh, dude, Terry, you're. I don't even. I have him ranked 54th overall. I would be so if he wasn't a slot corner, if he could play outside corner, I would be pounding the table for him here in the 2nd round because I freaking love Marcus Jones from Houston.
There you go.
He's awesome. He is the best return man by far in this draft, and we really need one.
Apparently, the Reds won. I thought they were playing tonight. I don't know. Did they win? Did they?
I don't care.
I haven't even. Oh, Kroll, he's from Pitt.
I don't know who I haven't studied him, so
I don't know that one. I actually like the tight end. I like is the one out of Ohio State, Rucker. I like him. I mean, I think he's a better receiver than people think. And you're an Ohio State fan. You're laughing at me. What do you think? What?
No, I was laughing at Augie. He said, "Let the F-bombs fly." I'm trying to do better.
Don't be shy.
Wait, if we do an after show, if we end up doing a recap show tonight, don't worry. I'll have plenty to go around.
Terry got me. He said he was joking. I'm like, oh, okay, I was going to say, I'm like, I didn't think they played.
Like, well, that's what's funny.
Yeah.
That is a win.
They did.
That's a win for the Reds.
No, I agree with Jake here. He said they're going to take BPA period. I do. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, if one of the cornerbacks, the top 2 or 3 cornerbacks there, they're taking them. If
that's
Booth
the thing.
there,
You have enough like depth needs that pretty much a D tackle, a corner, a tight end, like a left guard or center. Cam Jurgens from Nebraska could be a dark horse in the 2nd or 3rd round.
I'm just saying that I think there's a better chance of the D tackle that we need is going to be there. A higher ranked D tackle is going to be.
You're not going to get one if you don't get one in the 2nd.
Right. Exactly. That's yes. And what things and I think
people's going to say Curtis Brooks. But there's a reason that he's rated on so many different sites as 300 overall, this, that, and the other. Like, are you really going to count on that guy year 1 to come in and play? And I know he had a great season for Cincinnati, and I know people really like him, but he's another guy that's 24 years old, and that age profile is usually a big thing with the Bengals. They don't, minus Marcus Hunt, take a lot of guys that are already older.
Zach said, "Gotta be happy that AJ Brown went to the AFC as well as Hollywood Brown. Big win for us."
I can't believe that someone traded a 1st-round pick for Hollywood Brown.
I know.
Like, what the heck?
Well, we were talking last night. I can't believe the Ravens traded him because they don't have anybody else. I know you're like they don't throw the ball, but they don't.
Yeah, that's what I said last night. I'm like, well, they don't throw the ball,
but they literally don't have anybody to throw it to now. But I was watching Integraves. He's a Ravens fan who does their YouTube channel. He's been on my show before. And
I'm gonna call it right now. Watch, they'll draft like Trey McBride.
They might. I mean,
him and Mark Andrews because they just throw the tight ends,
right? So they do the 2 tight end set. They could do that. But the thing is Hollywood Brown wanted out from what Integraves was telling me. He
did. He said he's told Lamar last year.
Yeah,
I want traded. I want out of here.
Yeah. So, well, he got out. He got what he wished, and that's the thing is nobody. The Ravens can't get any wide receivers to one go there, 2 want to stay there.
Well, Terry can't be serious with that one. Desmond Ridder, no, you don't take quarterback.
Who? What?
What if he's the best player available?
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not taking that.
Yeah, weak spots. He clarified it. I'm just saying. I think he was being facetious on us on that one.
Exactly. Let's see. Lamar. He said Lamar's. They said now Lamar's pissed off. He didn't have anybody to throw the ball to. He literally has. I mean, he has a tight end. That's it. They literally have nobody else to throw the ball to. They have no deep threat, which Lamar's not the greatest deep threat ball, but Hollywood Brown did catch a deep touchdown against the Bengals this year in the game. In
But they had a great draft. Like, if I had to say who had a few best drafts for round one, at least, you had to put the Ravens up there. I mean, Linderbaum and Kyle Hamilton, crap. I'm like, crap. How'd that happen? And then you look at like the Chiefs. I love Trent McDuffie. I had him like a top 10 overall player. They got him, and then they stole my guy, George Karlaftis.
What? You're one pick away.
And I love Daxton. That's no knock on Daxton Hill, because I love Daxton Hill.
No.
I had him. That's who I would have taken with who was off the board.
Yeah.
Andrew Booth, I had rated higher. I only had 3 players rated higher than Daxton Hill. One was Andrew Booth. And I said on your show yesterday, I said, I wouldn't take him with his injury history.
Right, exactly.
So, I had that ranked on talent, and just tape.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, if you get him, just say we get lucky and he's there at 63. I'm guarantee you the Bengals will be running to the table to put that name in. Yeah. I even with the injury history, don't you think they would if Booth is there? Because he would have to be their highest ranked guy.
You would think, but they did bring him in on a visit. So if they went through the medicals and they're really, really bad, then maybe he's just off the board.
Right. He might be.
We've seen it before. We've seen guys that are hanging around the 5th, 6th round. It's like, that dude's a first-round talent. Just take him at this point,
Right.
And some teams then do, and sometimes it works out, So
you never know.
But Jets had a beast first round. I agree with that too. And I thought the Giants had a good first round.
Yeah, Jets, hell, they got 3 first round. They got sauce, baby. They got sauce.
Man, I did you see the video with Luke Fickell? Sauce was getting a little teary-eyed at the end of it. Like,
no, I missed out. I saw,
because he said, I'm not going to call you Sauce till after you make it to the leg, And he called him like Ahmad Sauce Gardner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I have to check that out. I missed that one.
And I mean, cool. He seems like a really good kid. So I'm rooting for him. I mean,
Sauce is awesome.
I mean, the Jets, but
right, but good luck, Sauce. Exactly. All right, Dale, we've been on here for almost an hour. Well, I know you haven't been on the whole time.
We only got about half an hour till the draft starts tonight.
Exactly.
It's 7:00.
Exactly. So real quick before we get out of here, hot take. What are they doing? Are they trading up? They trading back? They sitting still? We take cornerback. We take tight end. What's your call, Dale? What do you got? Give me. Come on, give it. We got. Come on.
I'm gonna say they're gonna take an edge rusher for me, my 37th overall player from Oklahoma, Nick Bonito.
Ooh,
that's my hot take.
Hot take. We'll take that one. All right, Dale. We'll be texting back and forth during the show. So.
Oh, of course.
All right, brother.
Who day, everybody?
Who day? All right, guys. Like I said, he said we're about a half hour out until the draft starts. So I'm ready to get on up out of here and go check out, see what happens. Because this draft, I think, has been very, very interesting. See, there's a lot of trades in the second round. See if the Bengals trade up. They trade back. They're not trading up. I'll just throw that out there. I think there's a better chance of them trading back, or staying still. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And as always, I appreciate every single one of them. They're Who Dey Nation, Who Dey Legion, Cincinnati Reds riding third, heading for home, Bearcat Country, Bearcat Ruckus, the Ohio State Bucknuts, and then the Ice Bar. And you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trunniple. TikTok is at Iceman90. I will be pulling off the sound later on tonight. I think anyway, putting it on the podcast. I normally do. I don't think I got yesterday's up. But I will check it. I will try to put it up there on the podcast. Make sure you rate, like, and review. Give me a 5-star review. It's on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. YouTubers, I'm at 1,666 subscribers. That is awesome. I've been trying to do some cool videos. Make sure you check out the one where I did Welcome Dax, and then who I thought they could possibly take in the second round. Like I said, I'm leaning more toward D tackle, but it depends. That's solely based on that I don't think these cornerbacks are going to be there. And I think by the time, if they steadfast at 63, I think the best player available is going to be one of the tackles. We'll see. But that's why they call it the draft. We'll find out. Anyway, good luck. Hopefully Desmond Ridder gets picked tonight. Alec Pierce. Hopefully Kobe, I love you. Kobe, I hope you don't get drafted tonight. I hope we can get you in the third round. That would be awesome. And if they draft Kobe in the second, I will freak the bleep out. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. I got to go to work tomorrow. So I might go live tonight. I might not, depending on how tired I am. I will definitely do a video review for sure. That'll be up tomorrow. Either way I go. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you hit the subscription button. So every time I go live, you guys will be notified. I try to put it out on Facebook and everything, but sometimes Facebook won't let me. Sometimes Twitter won't let me. YouTube always lets me. I'm always right here all the time. So make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on. Anyway, happy draft, happy weekend. I'll see you guys Monday. And that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle drippin' heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle drippin'. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feastin' now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and